Isaac in Windsor, Colorado. Hey, Isaac, you wanted to talk about my using drugs?
To a certain extent, yeah. How you doing, Tom?
Good.
Right on.
Sober?
Well, well, there you go. I think the church you were speaking of, which the Christian church uses the DMT, is the Santo Daime.
Santo Daime. Thank you very much. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and I was just kind of a tangent off that. You know, I've been listening for years now, called a couple times, and I was just wondering, like, you had mentioned that you had planned your hallucinogenic trips with like-minded individuals for a religious purpose, and I was wondering if you actually ever got anything out of that.
Oh, it changed my life. I was 16. I was living in the it was called the paper office. It was where the underground newspaper was published in East Lansing, Michigan, and about 2 blocks away there was a Methodist church, and the pastor there was curious about all this stuff. This was back when most of these drugs were still legal. And a fellow by the name of Keith St. Clair had been sent out from San Francisco by Tim Leary he had sent out 12 disciples, basically, and brought some really good acid and a few other drugs. And they organized these things where they would invite 10 or 15 people to sit in the sanctuary and take these drugs and pray and listen to religious music and listen to Tim Leary's Tune In, Turn On, Drop Out album. And it was the first time in my life that I was confronted with the possibility that what I thought was absolute reality was not absolute reality. And that has colored my perspective ever since.
Right. What I've heard is that hallucinogenics are the only drug you can take to make you question whether what you know as absolute is actually absolute.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons, by the way, why they're using now hallucinogens so successfully to treat people who are dying of cancer and other things, to treat their panic and their depression. Because basically what they do is crack open other worlds, other consciousness, and speaking from experience. Now, I'm not recommending that anybody do that, and in fact, I would recommend against it, given the set and settings today. It's all about set and setting, and I don't know of any deeply spiritual, very safe context in America anymore where these kind of drugs are used. Now they're party drugs, and I think that is an abomination. I think that's sacrilegious, and I'm strongly opposed to the use of those kind of drugs in that context.